So now we are going to see few more definitions and terminology in mechanical vibrations. It will be very useful for us to go further when we know these terms. So first one is the periodic motion. So what is a periodic motion? So so now I have a spring mass system here, and when I push this mass downwards, or when I deflect it from its original position, suppose through x distance, then it will start executing repetitive motions. So I can say that when I plot its deflection with respect to time and say this is deflection, then I will get some kind of a repetitive motion over here. So this I can say as periodic motion, because this motion repeats after a certain period of time. So this is a periodic motion. So periodic motion is repetitive motion after a certain interval of time. So now we will move, we have done with this, and now we will move towards time period. So time period is basically a time required to uh, complete one cycle. We'll consider the same example. So it's one cycle will be from, yes, this will be the one cycle. So it will require some time t, or say tp, because it is time period. So we'll use tp for this. So time period is this. Now frequency. So frequency is nothing but uh, number of cycles executed or completed per unit time. So generally frequency is or the unit of frequency is generally in hertz, hertz or maybe radian per second, because in major applications we in mechanical vibrations we represent it through radians per second. So next one is a SHM, that is simple harmonic motion. So I'll have few points here. Yes, so simple harmonic motion is also a periodic motion which repeats itself after a certain time interval. And second point is its acceleration, means the mass is acceleration of that mass is always directed towards its mean position. So we'll consider the same example. The mean position will be somewhere here, and the mass will travel this much distance, and again it will go towards this end, and it will execute the motion. So this we can say as a mean position. So it's the acceleration of this mass is always directed to this position, means when mass is moving downwards, its acceleration is in opposite direction to its motion, means actually it is decelerating. And when mass comes towards this original position, then it is accelerating. So there's the same thing here, means its acceleration is always directed towards its main position. And again the last point for the SHM is acceleration is always proportional to the distance from its mean position. Right, means when the mass is far at the farthest point from uh, its mean position, then the acceleration will be maximum. Next point is the amplitude of motion. So amplitude of motion is this, in this distance, means it is the maximum displacement of the vibrating or moving mass, we can say. The maximum displacement from its mean position, we call it as amplitude. So let me put that down here. Now free vibrations. So what are free vibrations? uh, when we'll consider again the same system. uh, when I push this mass through the x distance, and when I release it, it starts executing vibrations. So I would call it free vibrations. Why? Because uh, the material has some mass and this total system has some restoring capability, or maybe we say it as stiffness. So the vibration of mass due to its own elastic properties, uh, hence it is called as free vibrations. Yes, the vibrations of system due to its own elastic properties is called as free vibrations. And again we can say for this case also we have the pendulum here, and it has a mass here, and again its restoring capability would be the force which tries to bring to its original position. So it will also execute repetitive motions, and this motion is also called as free vibrations. Now the next point, that is forced vibrations. So what are forced vibrations? Forced vibrations can be when I move the same mass of this system with my hand in repetitive manner, or when another forcing function or external excitation is causing this mass to execute the vibrations, then in this case it is called as uh, forced vibration, because we are forcing that mass or forcing that system to vibrate. So the vibrations of system under external forcing function is called as forced vibrations. Now the natural frequency. So natural frequency can be the frequency of system while it is vibrating freely. Means when we have free vibrations due to its elastic properties, then the frequency with which the system is vibrating is called as natural frequency. Then we have resonance here. So resonance, we also know it from basic physics, that when my system is vibrating under some external function, and the frequency of that function is equal to natural frequency, then my system will execute vibrations under very large amplitude. So this causes the resonance to occur. So when my system, suppose my vibrations of my natural frequency of my system is suppose f, and the forcing function which causing it to vibrate uh, in forced manner is also having the same frequency, then it will have resonance here, which will cause that system to vibrate under a large amplitude. All right, then we have damping. So what is damping? So when I say that my system, so it is to so I'll draw a new one. So in actual case what happens is, when I move this mass to give it an initial displacement, and after releasing it will start executing these motions, then what will happen is after some period of time the system will come to rest again. So why it is causing? The main reason is air resistance, or maybe any resistance which causing the system to come to its rest position or static equilibrium position. So uh, that is why the system's amplitude is damped out. So when the amplitude of system is reduced, then it is called as damping. That is means we have a damping force, or the force which is resisting to the motion of a system, which is called as damping. That is resistance to the motion of vibrating body. Not only body, it is applied for vibrations. So now we will see the degrees of freedom. So this term is self-explanatory, means how much freedom the system has for vibration, that is the degree of freedom. So we'll see here. So in technical way it can also be defined as the number of independent parameters required to specify the position of system at any given instant. Now for me to define the position of system, only the vertical displacement of mass is necessary to define the system in a complete manner. So I would say that the system has 1 degree of freedom. So suppose I attach another spring and then another mass here, so maybe I will call it m1 and then it is m2. So I need to specify the positions of both of these masses. So this will cause the system to have 2 degrees of freedom. So like way many systems can be there. So this is the degree of freedom. So number of independent coordinates required to specify completely the configuration of system. So far we have completed many different terminologies. So to summarize, we completed periodic motion, time period, frequency, simple harmonic motion, amplitude of motion, free vibrations, forced vibrations, natural frequency, resonance, damping, and then degrees of freedom. So this is the overall important definitions required uh, for this time. So we'll see in more videos. We'll go in deep and we'll dive deep in these points.